And we are still waiting to learn the identity of the person killed in an accident this afternoon in Montgomery. Police say the person was hit by a truck in the 4100 block of Troy Highway. There is no word tonight on whether any charges will be filed in this case. As soon as we get more information, we'll pass it along to you.
One person is dead after a crash involving two 18-wheelers. The accident happened just after 12:30 p.m. in the 700 block of Hyundai Boulevard. MPD will have further information available after the fatality victims are identified.
Ashley Thompson live outside the State House with details in tonight's big story. Ashley?
Hey, Daryl, Governor Robert Bentley called a second special session to begin right here at the State House next Tuesday. Lawmakers are tasked with filling a $200 million budget shortfall. But will they actually pass a budget this time? And what happens if they don't?
And Director Murphy says they do talk to the officers about this sort of thing, and they hope that they would understand that and they know what's expected of them. Daryl?
Ellis Askew joins us now live with tonight's big story.
Well, that's right. District 2 covers a wide area north of Atlanta Highway, and the residents there tell us they have several concerns that they'd like their next city council person to address.
The 50th anniversary of Bloody Sunday in Selma was an emotional day for many.
I am replicating the footsteps of Bloody Sunday 50 years ago. And I'm grateful that I have the opportunity because I fully understand what the Voting Rights Act is all about.
Tens of thousands of people marched across the Edmund Pettus Bridge, the site where the Selma to Montgomery marches began.
It feels like it was in 1965.
While many on the bridge were not alive on Bloody Sunday, others remember exactly where they were on that day.
I was 13, and we lived a mile on the other side of the bridge. And what we could see Bloody Sunday was the confusion, and I actually had a brother who was here as well.
Ruth Cummings and her husband Claude say they hope people remember the purpose of the Selma to Montgomery marches.
I'm hopeful that people will leave here and then go back to their communities and join an organization, register people to vote, and then get them to the polls to vote.
President Barack Obama came to Selma on Saturday, but Sunday ended up being an even bigger day.
It looked like it got to be over 100,000 people.
All of us getting together for this Freedom March. I thank God for being here.
We're celebrating history and we're coming together. You see people of all different colors, all different races, and it's celebrating equality and voting rights, and that's really what we're here for.
In Selma, Ashley Thompson, Alabama News Network. Julian Castro, the Secretary of the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, was in Selma Friday afternoon to tour the city's public housing units to the delight of Selma Mayor George Evans.
Certainly, having been a mayor himself in San Antonio, Texas, he understands all the dynamics of what we go through.
It was a time to show the Secretary what Selma's public housing needs are.
The reality is that the federal government is no longer building brand new public housing. They're just not. So we have to find ways that we can not only renovate, but we can also totally build.
Congresswoman Terry Sewell says more resources are needed to bring older public housing units up to date. Castro says a lack of finances for public housing is a trend throughout the country.
We have right now a backlog of about $26 billion of needed repairs in public housing. And every year we lose about 10,000 public housing units to disrepair.
But Castro says there is some good news with a newer program called the Rental Assistance Demonstration, where private money goes to renovate public housing units. 185,000 units nationwide have been given the green light for renovations.
So when we're able to renovate housing, and make it more energy efficient, improve it, you're talking about just lifting up the quality of life